Aries, this is Tracy from Northeast Tarot, and welcome to your August 2018 monthly tarot forecast. This is for Aries Sun, Aries Moon, and Aries Rising signs. So Aries, for this reading, I'm using the Universal Tarot deck along with the Oracle of the Unicorns, Oracle cards by Cordelia Brabs, and then I also will be pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card as well. Alright, Aries, so at the bottom of the deck I do have the Six of Swords, and so this is what I'm using as the overall energy for you guys for the month of August. So Six of Swords, forward movement, moving on, moving away from challenges or difficulties. Someone who's very, very focused on the future. Let's see here. And you do actually have a couple of sixes here in this spread. So sixes are all about balance and harmony. And so maybe some of you in July, you could have been dealing with like a, you know, a rocky situation, or maybe some more difficult energies, whatever it may be, some challenges, and things could be kind of smoothing out and becoming easier, feeling easier for you guys here in the month of August. For a few of you, physical, you know, movement, travel could be in the cards. You could be doing some traveling here, definitely in August at some time. Maybe some of you are going on vacation, or you could be moving house. Right at the start of the month, though, we do have the Nine of Wands crossed by the Four of Pentacles. And so if you are waiting on moving house, Aries, right at the start of the month, you might still be waiting. And if it's not moving house, it could be changing jobs. It could be something on the work front as well. So some of you right at the start of the month, you could be waiting. Nine of Wands energy is someone who's, you know, incredibly strong. They're not giving up. You know, they've come this far. They're not giving up, and this is you persevering. This is someone who's really hanging in there, and they're persevering. So it is a patient energy. Four of Pentacles. Fours do represent your foundation, your security, your stability, and so I feel like some of you, you know, you're waiting on maybe feeling more secure, changing jobs, moving house. I definitely am getting that. And Four of Pentacles can also speak about your savings. And so some of you, maybe you've been trying to save more money, or just maybe want to feel more financially secure. And so that's the focus here right at the start of the month. But Nine of Wands is you're hanging in there in some way. Hanging in there. Being patient. Right at your foundation, I have the Ace of Swords. So there could have been, for some of you, some sort of significant news or communication, or even like a signing of something, a signing of a contract. This could have happened previously, and so maybe, you know, you've already began, you know, some sort of significant change in your life. Something has happened, and now maybe you're just kind of left waiting, you know, for that progress, or waiting for something to move forward, or the next step. And so, you know, I feel like some of you, there's already been important communication, or maybe a signing of a contract, something like that. And then in the more recent past, we have the High Priestess. And so, you know, High Priestess energy in the recent past, you could have been relying upon your intuition quite a bit. Maybe with, you know, this direction, this change that you're going through, this direction that you're moving in, really relying upon your intuition with this Aries. The High Priestess is also very secretive energy. So some of you could have been playing your cards close to your chest. Maybe making some moves and keeping quiet about them, which, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Crowning you, I have the Nine of Cups, and so I like where your focus is, Aries. You know, you want to move forward. You're definitely focused on moving forward and being successful here. Nine of Cups, you know, you want to be happy. Nine of Cups is a wish card, so, you know, moving towards that wish come true, but it also represents that emotional abundance, that happiness, that content, feeling just, you know, truly happy. Your cups runneth over. And so some of you are waiting on something that's going to make you incredibly happy here in the month of August. And then coming up in the near future, around the second week, I have the Three of Cups. And so some of you might have been waiting here right at the start of the month, but that doesn't mean you're going to be waiting throughout the entire month. We have Three of Cups around the second week, which represents celebrations. Some of you, Nine of Cups and Three of Cups here. You know, you could be going out and really enjoying yourself here at this time. Don't overdo it, all things in moderation, but you could be having tons of fun here, Aries, around the second week. So, you know, going out, being social, having fun, celebrating maybe this wish coming true, celebrating what it is that you've been waiting on. Amazing energy for those of you that have been working a lot, you know, maybe making some time here for friends and family at this time. But in the position of your power, Aries, we have the Six of Wands. So, I mean, we have the Nine of Cups, Three of Cups, Six of Wands, which is another card of victory and success. And we do have this Ace of Swords at your foundation. So this is you moving forward confidently. This is you feeling extremely proud of yourself. You know, successful here. Three of Cups, Six of Wands. You're definitely celebrating. Feeling victorious here. There could be some Aries that you're in the spotlight in some way. And this is where, you know, some of you might really feel as though things are really maybe calming down, or just the energy is balancing itself out. You know, feeling really good at this time, I feel. And then in the position of how those around you are viewing you, I have the World, which does represent completion. So some of you have completed maybe a long chapter within your life, but completing a chapter, completing a cycle, moving on to that next phase, that next chapter. For other Aries, because we also have the Six of Swords here and the World, you could be traveling at this time. Maybe that's something that you waited, you've been waiting on being able to do, and so it could be taking place at this time. But this is a very blessed energy. You've successfully completed a chapter of your life, and now you're moving on to that next. And then in the hopes and fears, I have the King of Swords. So he might be an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra person that maybe has something to do with this. Maybe you're waiting on him. He could be your attorney. So, I mean, he's in the hopes and fears. So some of you may be waiting on hope, or hoping to hear from him. You know, he could have been the person you're waiting on, I feel. But for those Aries that have ear in your chart, you might have ear in your chart. You know, I always see the King of Swords as a truth seeker. He wants justice. He wants the truth. He's a fair guy. So, you know, here, you know, maybe this is what you're waiting on, for some sort of fairness to come in. Waiting on some sort of truth for some of you. And then energy that you're leaving the month with, we actually have the Three of Wands. And threes are all about growth and progress and expansion. And so you have a couple of threes here as well. You have a couple of sixes, a couple of threes, a couple of nines. So with the threes, with the Three of Wands in particular, you know, you've worked very hard. Something has already taken root. Something has already begun. And I mentioned that with the Ace of Swords at your foundation. You've worked incredibly hard, and so your ships are coming in. You're seeing that growth. You're seeing that expansion. Yes, there might still be more work that's needed, but as long as you're willing to work for it, you know, your ships are coming in. So, you know, those of you that are moving house, you know, it could be a process. It might take you a couple weeks to move here. You know, you have to move into that new house, and you have to get settled. There's other things that you have to do. Same thing goes for those of you that are changing jobs. You know, you've already began something, and so I think that you're seeing growth. You're seeing progress here at this time. But let's do some clarifying very quickly. First, I'm going to take a look at this Nine of Wands. For Aries, looking at the Nine of Wands. Aries, clarifying the Nine of Wands. All right, I'm just going to look at these because they all wanted to come out. Yeah, Nine of Rods again. The Devil, the High Priestess again, Justice. I mentioned some sort of fairness or justice or truth. Maybe a situation that you, Aries, felt as though just wasn't fair. Feeling stuck, feeling trapped, but hanging in there. Justice will be served. Justice will be served. There will be a favorable outcome here. Some of you, though, right at the start of the month are maybe waiting. Could be waiting on information, secretly planning, secretly, you know, plotting, secretly making moves. And so some of you, this is maybe a legal situation. Maybe you've been involved in like a legal battle, something like that. But there's celebration. There's, you know, there's lots to be thankful for that's coming in. There is like a shift in energy here. And with the World, completion. So if you felt stuck or felt trapped, justice is coming in. All right, I'm just taking a look at, let's see. Yeah, I want to take a look at the Six of Wands. We have the Six of Wands here, and we also have the Ace of Swords. So looking at the Six of Wands, which is success and victory, victory over something that was weighing you down, 10 of Rods, a 10, completion, but something that was stressing you out. Could be this character here, the Emperor. So maybe your boss, your husband, this could be someone that you're involved in a legal battle with. This was weighing you down though, stressing you out. Page of Swords, there could have been a lot of delays around this matter. You know, this could be your energy, a little weary, a little nervous about the outcome of this, but then we have Six of Wands here. So you're overcoming this, you're dropping this heavy load. Some of you, I feel like this is definitely a character. This is a character you've been dealing with, this male energy. So, you know, he doesn't have to be a fellow Aries. He doesn't have to be an I was going to say an air sign or an earth sign. He can be an air sign. So some of you might have been dealing with an air sign individual, I feel. But there's success here. There's success. You're dropping this heavy load. Some of you may be, you know, feeling more empowered or in control at this time. But let's pull you an additional guidance card for Aries. What else does Aries need to know for the month of August? Aries. Additional guidance for Aries. There we go. And then I'm also pulling you a Romance Angel Oracle card, as always, though, Aries. Over on Vimeo, I do have the August 2018 Love Tarot Forecast posted over there. That link is below if that does interest you. And I also will mention very quickly that in the month of August, I am having a special on my 30-minute readings. So if that's something that you've always thought about, or if you wanted to have a reading with me and try out my services, in the month of August only, I will be discounting the 30-minute readings. So if that's something that interests you, head on over to northeasttarot.com because you can book me for a little bit cheaper in the month of August. Okay, so we have two Romance Angel cards that came out for you. I feel the need to look at both of them. The overall guidance card that I have for you, Aries, is actually miracles. Have faith that your miracle is on its way. Your prayers have been answered. Surrender the how. And so some of you with surrender the how, this miracle, for some of you, this wish, what it is that you've been hoping for, it's on its way, it's coming true, but it might be happening differently than you had planned. So just keep that in mind, but you do have a miracle that's on its way. So I mentioned there's this shift in energy. I think that some of you have felt stuck, felt trapped. You've been waiting. You're exhausted. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands here as well. I feel like some of you are exhausted, but you know, have faith. Your miracle is on its way, Aries. And then looking at love life, we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. And then we also have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. And so those of you that are married and you're not getting a divorce or anything like that, with religious factors, when this card comes up for me, there is significant differences between you guys. So it could be religious, but it doesn't have to be. But you guys are not on the same page with maybe certain things. And so with this card, and then make the effort, for those of you that are married, you want to stay married, or you're in a relationship, you want to, you know, stay in that relationship, you're going to have to work on the relationship, and you're going to have to make that effort and maybe try to get on the same page, or at least communicate what it is that you want. Be open, listen to your partner as far as, you know, where they're at, what they want. But this is like differences coming in between you two. So for those of you that are in a relationship, just keep that in mind. You know, you have to work together, you know, to make the relationship work. And then for other Aries, if you want to meet someone, you're going to have to make the effort. You're going to have to put yourself out there. You're going to have to be more social, which some of you are doing here around the second week. But you're going to have to make that effort if you want to meet someone, or if you're dating someone and you're really interested in them, you're going to have to put that effort forward, even if they're a little bit different than you, Aries. Alright, so I hope that you found this reading helpful. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please be sure to subscribe. If you're interested in having a private reading with me, check out northeasttarot.com. I wish you guys a great month. Take care.